performance?
Yeah. We prepare the game to play good, like always we try. So yeah, we come to play against one of the best teams in Europe, the Europe champions. So they play so good. They have a lot of amazing players. So we know that it's gonna be difficult for us, the game. Come here on day home. So yeah, we played very good and win the game.
And you scored the goal, a little deflection, but you deserved that bit of luck because you had so much possession.
Yeah. How the way I play like a striker, I never, I think, can turn properly because sometimes it's difficult to play back. So yeah, I turn good and I can shoot. Yes, and a little bit of lucky, but yeah, I'm very happy to score that goal. And the most important, I think, everyone played so good, and we won the game.
Absolutely right. Have we seen the champions, the Premier League champions today, send a little message, particularly after that defeat in the Champions League final?
I think it's not about the message, Like I said, always we try to play good as possible. Sometimes we are not playing good in the game, but if we hold and suffer a little bit and regain the ball, we can attack. We have a lot of top players to create the chances and trying to score a goal. That's what I think we are.
Thanks, Gabriel.
It is indeed a major statement from the champions. Add into the mix that Manchester United missed a late penalty and were beaten by Aston Villa a goal to nil. It actually makes it feel like a pretty significant day, actually, doesn't it?
I think for Manchester City more than anyone, they've beaten a contender for the title, a team that everyone was saying that if anyone finishes above them, they win the league. This was a statement performance today. Not just a result, it was a 1-0 beating today. Chelsea didn't at any time in this game look part of the game, look like a team that could actually get anything out of it. City dominated in all areas, the intensity, the press, the possession, the chances on goal. I mean, if Mendy doesn't play today, they probably concede 3 or 4. So it was a really convincing result, and I think it's just what Man City needed, the players. And Pep, who's been unbelievably questioned this week about certain aspects of his management and some of the statements he's made, but today he put to bed all of that, any doubt if anyone was out there doubting him.
All these questions about should Manchester City have bought a striker, a man with the number 9 on his back gets the winner.
That's the thing, and we spoke about it before the game, and it just looked like the players of Man City played to their best suited performance and situation. And like Rio said, it was so dominant for Chelsea not to create any chances or look like a part of the game and like there was a threat, but remarkable performance from Man City.
So did Manchester City stop Chelsea playing today, or were Chelsea particularly poor, do you think?
I think it was a bit of both. I think you really need to credit Pep. Like I said, it's absurd that he's even getting questioned with what he does. I think today you have to look, De Bruyne's getting up to speed of it all. They regardless of what the great players around him, he's the pivot of it all. He makes it all happen, and he come out in the second half and he started to get on the ball. Bernardo Silva was outstanding, but Chelsea played their part today. Tuchel's gone with a 3 in midfield, and I think it left them a bit short in that position from getting from midfield to attack. So Lukaku and Werner, I thought, were done what they said they was going to do. They're running in behind, but the ball was never arriving. So Chelsea never got a foothold in the game, and they just didn't threaten. They had a little spell after Havertz come on, but I think it's a little bit of Manchester City were outstanding, and Chelsea, as brilliant as they've been, were just not at it with a new
team and tactics out of it. The intensity wasn't there maybe from the beginning. From the first minute I saw Tuchel was up when someone didn't get close enough or the team weren't high enough, and it happened all game. He weren't happy with it, and I think in the change room there, that's one of the things he'll be saying. We weren't at the races today. Forget everything else. We weren't at the races, but today you have to admit they were beaten by a better side.
Well, let's have a look at the goal that the better side scored. Chelsea should be grateful it was only 1 in the end.
Yeah, Rio said Mendy was outstanding today, but this finish, this bit of turn, bit of magic from a number 9, got himself back to goal, and he didn't look to turn, he just looked to get a shot off, and sometimes you get a bit of luck, and he's got that with the deflection, but he's earned it because he was one of the top performers as well today. It could have been a number of Man City players got man of the match today, and he was outstanding.
Do you know, I was so impressed with what he does off the ball, Jesus, when you watch his movement. But he's fox in the box, isn't he, really? He gets his little shift of his feet, and he's got a little bit of luck in the end. But he is that player that can get you 25, 30 goals a season if he plays to his strengths. more in a central position, but he does such a great job for this Manchester City team.
I think he's a player that teammates would look back in years and go, I love playing with him.
Yeah.
He gives you everything. He works off the ball. He's a nuisance to play against. I mean, a centre-half, Jolie, and you're the same as me, he'd be a nuisance.
Yeah.
He's always around you. He's aggressive. He backs into you. He leaves his feet in there, his arms and everything. And if he can get a few more goals, maybe he could be the answer. Listen, he's Brazil number 9, plays for Brazil, so he's got quality.
That's as uncomfortable as I've seen Rudiger play against anyone. When he was trying to bully him, he was matching him up and he was facing him up and driving at him. So, as I said, it's not many forward players that have done that to Rudiger.
Well, you said maybe he could be the answer. But haven't Manchester City already found the answer? They've now scored as many goals in the Premier League this season as Chelsea have, and they went and bought Romelu Lukaku. I mean, we can see all the chances they created today. They haven't got that talismanic number 9, but they create chances and they score goals.
Yeah, and I think it's not about personnel, it's about rotations, it's about the structure of their team, the way he sets them up, the way he spreads out their defenders. You're getting 1v1 situations like this, or 2v1s, overloads in wide areas. Jack Grealish could have had a couple of goals on another day. But it's about the way they make defenders feel really uncomfortable in the way that they play.
And
hard to play against.
Yeah, you talk about number 9. Like, all of these chances here are when they're overloaded in wide areas, they're coming back, and there's bodies in the box. It doesn't matter who that is.
Yeah.
You know, so they play like in a shoe-on shape. They don't play with a centre forward, so the centre halves who are playing against them don't know who to mark. They get pulled out of positions. Jack Grealish runs into, whether it's Bernardo Silva, Grealish, Foden, they run into the holes left by not having a striker. So all this talk about they haven't got number 9, they can't compete. They don't need one because they've got 4 9.5s. Bernardo Silva, Jesus, Foden, Grealish. If they all chip in with 15 goals a season, which they all will, if they play like that tonight, it's not a problem at all.
I'll tell you one thing that was missing today for me from the Chelsea perspective. You can talk about the energy and the ability to connect the forward players with the midfielders, Mason Mount. What he does for this team in connecting the midfield and forwards is huge for me, and I think that energy as well will be something that I'm sure Tuchel will be looking at and thinking I need to get him back as soon as possible.
Yeah, we'll talk Chelsea in more detail in just a moment, but first let's get some instant reaction from Pep Guardiola. He's now with Des.
Pep, you must be very pleased with that result today and the way you dominated the contest as well.
Just 3 points, but important ones. You know, the king of the Champions League, because they won it, and the way we played. So the team always can. We can think play good or play bad, but always it doesn't matter where we play. We try to do it, and today the guys were outstanding. So in this stadium against this opponent, and did what we have done, make me so proud, and of course the result to these 3 points.
You mentioned pride. What was the most pleasing aspect of the performance? The result, obviously, but was it the fact that you had so much of the ball that you dominated first half particularly?
Come here and do our game. So sometimes you cannot do it because the opponent is better. Do it our game. So we were encouraged to press high, and they could not make the build-up like they are masters, and they are so good, and that's why I'm pleased for the way we played.
Jesus got the goal, of course. He's now decided that he wants to play on the right, but he can still.
Who?
Gabriel Jesus scored the important goal. He's trying. You know, he's now saying he likes to play on the right, but he can still deliver down the middle, can't he?
Yeah, it was an action for the set pieces, so that was it. He was in the middle, and you know, Gabriel is always give everything. So you cannot say anything to him. So every single game, run for his teammates, every single action. So that's why with this type of players make me so happy.
Does it make you happy that you've beaten Chelsea and just stopped that run of 3 defeats? It must niggle with you.
Listen, in my career, I won and I lose. I never scored a goal, I never save a penalty. So, you know, I know the statistics for with Thomas or with before with Jose and with Jurgen, with the other ones. We don't play. So I never said, well, I never been in a press conference to win a title, so I won. Here is many people, so if they beat us the previous times, it's because they are exceptional. So, and you can lose 3 and 4 and 5, but in this process, I saw perfectly the way we played. We were ourselves.
Yeah.
We could not be able to attack better, or many reasons, my decision, wrong decisions, we don't know. But we were ourselves, and that is, we'll say, if they beat us, it could be today, yeah.